solo cup is the best receptacle for barbecues, tailgates, fairs, and festivals, and you, sir, do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from...
Guys, Thursday, I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Yeah. Or maybe a beer, which today we are looking at Reinder Games Bavarian style India Pale Ale. Now I have to say right off the bat, this is obviously a winter time seasonal, so wanted to do this before it goes any farther. Of course, we'll be celebrating winter here for quite a while, but what worries me the most about the seasonal stuff is coriander, and that it's Bavarian style. I just maybe clown shoes can pull it off, and those are the clown shoes right there. This is 8% by volume, so I'm not quite what to expect on the Bavarian part of it, but the IPA I know, and today's in-house safety is provided by the Kimber Raptor. Definitely the I got little frizzies all over it. Definitely the not by age, but me for ownership, the oldest one that I have. I know it probably wouldn't hurt to break this thing completely down and redo all the springs. Hey Ray, maybe we have a project, because Ray will be here early for the shoot this year. Maybe we have a little project. This says, I have never completely broke this down. And in all honesty, I have never completely taken down a 1911. Or I could just, ship it over to Steve Bush and he can do it. I don't know, that pistol has a lot of sentimental values. It was the first 1911 I ever owned, and I bought that for myself, celebrating finishing the apprenticeship program when I started. When I was a sprinkler fitter, we had to do. We were expected to. It worked out to one lesson plan a week for 5 years, but as quickly as you could get them done, they would ship you three packets at a time. So I ended up being a little over a year. It was like a year and 2 months that I got 5 years worth of stuff done. Let's see, what should we open this with? Just gonna use the Guinness opener that the Glockgeist sent me. Alright, I see this whole thing as a gigantic experiment, so it's gonna go in the beaker that HempSeedAddict sent me. Well, it's lively. It's fairly dark. You can't see straight through it. Has almost a subtle red hue to it. Definitely got carbonation. Got the little bubbles sticking all over the inside of the glass. Of course, it doesn't help right now. I'm kind of stuffed up a little bit, but it actually has a nice smell. Kind of a earthy, malted, almost a caramel like smell to it. Other than that, I'm not really picking anything else up because I don't know. So, cheers, guys. Well, the first thing that presents itself is the citrus side of it. You notice that right away. There's a lot of flavors in here. Get the citrus up front, and there's kind of a dry, bitter area. Then the flavors just kind of pour on. A little bit of a roasted roasted malts, kind of an earthy, and a kind of a fairly heavy bread or a biscuit with almost a deep caramel, almost not really burnt, but like a caramelized. You know, the intensity is more there. The finish, kind of a little bit of all of the same. Little bit more earthy, kind of a like a grass kind of follow up. You know, a little bit of everything, but a little bit of that grass, like, I don't know. I guess because it's coming from Clown Shoes, the expectation on their stuff is always, you know, right up here. You know, Jerry, you know, the Lone Patriot here, and then, you know, Jerry, and then. So I always seem to put anything coming from them more of a pedestal and an expectation. I have to say that the style made me wanna, you know, lower the expectations, but coming from them, I wanted to keep that up there. And I have to say, it's nice because it's you're definitely getting that citrus up front. It doesn't leave anything to the imagination. You know, if someone poured me a glass of this, I'd probably go with IPA, definitely first. But instead of just kind of having your typical IPA, it definitely has more of a flavor. I don't know if there's a little orange or a little lemon zest that's kind of in there in the background. But I mostly pick up the roasted malts coupled with that bread, or that really nice bread or biscuit. And that's one thing I always kind of like about some of the IPAs, having that little area. And this comes with that almost like caramelized caramel kind of a flavor. So it's like a subtle sweetness to help balance that that dry bitter area, but it's not too much of it. Well. I don't know. There's like something else in there that no pun intended, it's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't. I'm not getting like a recall on it, but I guess again a shocker. Why should I? And I don't know. You know, it's interesting to see. You know, if you could have so many things, like the IPAs, for instance. You're supposed to get as close as you can get to when that baby bottle was spanked, and they put the little cap on it, and they sent it on its way to you. And other ones like the Double Black and Vampire Slayer and all those, you could sit on for years, and those flavors and the intensity should pick up versus, never. Johnnie has actually got a little experiment going on. He has a couple bottles of the 120. Yeah, not getting any of this. From Dogfish Head, and one is coming up on its 1 year anniversary, and he's got another one he's going to try to go 2 years on. And I think when he comes, he's bringing one of them for us to split. But at that point in time, I don't know if you'd really be able to tell the difference unless you were able to compare a couple of them side by side. But how bad could it get? Thinking some of those, you think the flavor would become more intense instead of less, but oh man, really love it if this sciatic nerve would just stop. It's like, what I'm saying? Maybe I could, just turn the camera around, and I'll put this in a sippy cup or something with a straw, and I'll do the teeter hang up thing. Anybody else out there have one or have ever tried one? I thought, this could be kind of gimmicky, but they actually do use inversion tables in a lot of physical therapy. And when my doctor wanted to send me to a physical therapist, I'm just like, oh man, that's more time, that's more expense. Could you just like tell me what it is they'd have me do? Because if it's all shit you can do on your own, you don't need some expensive piece of equipment or whatever. And it's mostly stretching and stuff, but they actually do use an inversion table. And I'm like, well, I have to admit, in the process of trying it out, sometimes, like the way it is right now, like as soon as I'm done doing this, I'll probably give it a try again, and it really helps to calm it down. Yeah, this is, God, I wish I could pin down that thing I'm missing. It's almost like that bread or that biscuit that when it comes on with that caramelized almost like caramel taste to it. It is like buttery. It's just it's got kind of a heavier mouthfeel to it. 8% by volume. And I have to say, maybe you might notice the alcohol with the initial citrus during the swallow. So on the E scale, where would I put Reindeer Games Bavarian style India Pale Ale from Clown Shoes? I thought this was unexpectedly really good. I really liked the flavors, and I'm gonna stick with my initial thoughts on this for something that I didn't think I would honestly end up liking. I'm gonna give this a 9.5. So I know I have not seen this up here, and I know the boys over at the Keyport try to get as much. Like lately, all they've had is they had some a chocolate sombrero. That's the one that's got a little cayenne in it. Very good, very tasty. Last time I opened up, I don't have any of those on hand, but last time I opened up one of those, we had one of my daughter's friends, was a roommate for a little while, and I, was like, okay, I'll be nice. I'll give him a half a glass, and the dumbass knocked, I don't think he had a sip of it, knocked it down. It poured down an end table, then down the arm of the couch, and then onto the couch. And it was just like, to fight the urge, just to like, go in with a straw and try to save as much of it as possible. So, yeah, this is, I'm actually kind of surprised that I like this as much as I am. I really like the flavors. And that buttery bread, semi-sweet kind of finish to it. Speaking of Ray, I should probably give the Ray man a call. That was Mike from Teal Blue Bravo, and my friend Steve, not Steve Bush. Steve, you guys were here for the shoot. He's a like-minded thinker. Never really got into much in guns, and he was another one that, kind of stereotyped. He's kind of funny because he and his wife, who I love her dearly, but politically she's out there so far. I'm not sure you could reach her with the space shuttle. Big time environmentalist, and actually has a job at our poop plant as a media rep. So if you have a question about your shit, you'll end up talking to Sarah. But Steve's been having some, trying to solve his flashlight problem, and I tried to turn him on to a couple different ones. I mean, even like, just do an EDC dump. I'm at home. I'm in my comfy clothes, and I got my TN12 through night. I know Chuck will never believe this because he's just a what did Heffy? We were just having a conversation about this. He's just a crabby old prick. Go change your diaper, old man. Thinking about buying my buddy Steve one of the through nights, just because if, as a sprinkler fitter, because that's what Steve is, it's about as destructive as you can get. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, when you're doing shit, when you're like, especially if you're in the middle of a test or you're in a scenario where when we test a fire suppression system, in order to get it signed off by either the fire marshal, the captain of the fire department, or authority having jurisdiction, we have to test our system for 2 hours at 200 psi. A lot of bad shit can happen. I mean, sprinkler systems are designed they have to work all the way down to 7 psi. And there's been some systems that, there's an area here in town that is so far below the level that the pressure runs right around 150 psi all the time. I mean, they literally had to put pressure reducing systems on even the domestic stuff because, the first time before they realized what was going on, they couldn't. It was like that pressure was destroying like the bathroom sinks, and you'd flush a toilet, and you'd probably be able to launch a bowling ball out of that thing. There was so much pressure. But yeah, the sprinkler world, you're just really hard on your tools. And I had made a comment in the video on the Mosin about breaking some Leathermans, and usually with the Leatherman it's always just like a screwdriver tip, and because you're busy trying to like do something, or you're in a scenario where you can't. I've been in, you know, that scenario where you're like stuck. You're by yourself. You can't walk away. You need to do whatever, get this little part loose or whatever, and you're just like, at that moment in time, you're like, oh, this is an expensive tool, but this just has to happen, and snap. But actually, in all honesty, I don't carry them or even buy them anymore. The absolute worst ones were the Gerbers. Those ones with you can flick it and the pliers will slide right out of it. After breaking 2 sets of pliers and just using it for same thing you'd use for anything else, after snapping the jaws right off of the thing, I'm just like, screw Gerber. Gerber, it's sad because it seems like some of their stuff is like over the top and the rest of it just sucks. You know what we should do? I mean, when I say we, I mean me. We should, maybe for the fun of it, just take a look at this vodka that Johnnie sent. Ooh, it's naturally gluten-free. Right now, Hazman, you should be here. Because, you know, if you're gonna test something, you should probably have someone of authority on the subject here. And Paul has forgotten more about vodka than some people will ever know. I don't know. Smells like vodka. Actually, to be honest, it smells a little bit like rubbing alcohol. I broke the seal though, so I don't think Johnny's playing a funny on me. I've had that happen. I know I'm stalling. Well, I'm not stalling. I was at a friend's house and I was huge. Sounds bad. I like vodka, and my friend, who admittedly has a huge problem when it comes to libation, is also a vodka drinker, probably because you can be schnockered up and people probably won't notice it on your breath. Seems like the real hardcore guys go for the vodka. It stands out better. That and, you know, whiskey, I'll snake out on you. But I was over at his house. We used to have a little band thing with our music, and we'd get together, and got over there one time, and he made a comment. He's just like, do you want something to drink? And I need to clean the heads on the recorder, you know, tape. Well, some of you guys probably have no idea what that even is. Really nice reel-to-reel. So he like sets a glass down in front of me. I'm sitting there looking at it, and I down it, and I was just like, either that was the smoothest rubbing alcohol I have ever drank, or that was like one of the shittiest vodkas I've had in my life. And all of a sudden, I honestly got a little scared. He was gone for a while, and I was like, I just did a double shot of rubbing alcohol. You know, what do? You know, do you make yourself throw up? Do you eat some bread? You just call 911? What do you do? And he comes back in the room, and I'm just like, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah, that glass, what was in it? 2 shots of vodka for you. Oh, yeah, that's good. What kind of vodka was that? Silver Wolf? Yeah, when you're at the store, and you got that row here of the really, really good stuff, and then you got that row here of the good stuff, and then you got that row of the not bad stuff, then you get all the way down here to the absolute shit. There's another row under that, and that's where the silver wolf is. Not bad. Very smooth. A little bit of a vanilla flavor to it. Yeah, I can see why. I can see why it has a high rating. It's not gonna last too long in my presence, but okay. What should we look at tomorrow? something else that Christine picked out. Barley Wine Ale from Epic. This is another one out of their Exponential series. And this one... Hello! This one is release number 14. It is 10.4% by volume. And she picked it because it was a barley wine. I'm sure she'll be right down when I do this tomorrow to have a glass with me. Probably not. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be looking at the Barley Wine Ale Exponential Series from Epic Brewing. And yeah, again, I'm honestly shocked that I found this to be as good as it is, but I guess with that name on there, I shouldn't be. So.
Which one was that?
Clown Shoes Reindeer Games. Johnnie sent it and thought I should giddy up on it, no pun intended, because it's a seasonal. And we're past that season.
Yeah.
So, do you want to try a shot of vodka?
You don't have vodka in there, do you?
I can.
Oh, is that the one from Austin, Texas, where my best friend lives?
Yeah.
I don't want a lot, because I don't... If I take too much of this right now, I'll really go to sleep.
3/4 of a shot. You can do it. Go, go, go.
I like to taste it first.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's not alcohol abuse.
They didn't see that. More. Yeah, there you go. For all of you retard liberals out there, the shot glass was safety checked before the review, and right now it's loaded with vodka.
My glass is loaded, and I feel safe.
Unlike Travis.
Yeah, I just had to go there.
Unlike Travis at the truck stop, his ass is loaded and nobody feels safe.
I just got off of work.
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to work late.
I'm not working late. I'm here drinking vodka instead because I couldn't stay there one more hour. The girl one more over from me was coughing for 3 days straight. People, if you are sick, stay home.
I really wish I worked in Cube City.
No, you don't.
Well, I know you're more of a Scotch or a whiskey or a rum fan, but if you remember to the last thing you had. Personally, for me, where's the thing? They, is it on here? They scored a 95, and Grey Goose got an 84.
Wow.
Belvedere got an 84, Absolute got an 84, and Kettle One got an 89. But they supposedly scored, well, not supposedly, I mean, I didn't see it on the internet, I actually saw it on there, so it's got to be true. But this is definitely made in America, and it's distilled 6 times. And then
It's good.
if you want, you can keep this
And I'm really not a vodka drinker.
and use it after you crop your hamster's ears, you know, little cone of,
Easy cone.
you know, cone of shame.
Okay.
Okay,
Good
well,
talk. I have to go let the dog in.
on that note, I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll take a look at the barley wine, and cheers, everybody. Really? Guess I got too excited right there. Yeah, that's... I don't really put vodka in my sipping, but that would not be a bad, just straight, really. Okay, cheers. See you tomorrow.